Hold on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hired and Wired. Every Wednesday at 10:30 Central. Always happy to be here. Let's see if LinkedIn works today. That would be fabulous. So far, no go. So today what we're going to, oh yes, perfect, we're working. So today what we're going to do is profile audits. I didn't have a lot of time to go over new jobs. I mean, we've got so much open. So I'll start with that. Well, not so much, but some really detailed searches. So we've got a head of people for an AI company. We've got a head of sales for a crypto accounting software. What else do we have open? Sorry, I should have pulled this up. It's been a while. I can think of worse things, though. I can think of worse things. So VP of content for an AI company, head of growth for a crypto trading platform, an AI engineer, a DeFi engineer, and another head of growth for a crypto exchange. So that's what we've got going on directly at the Crypto Recruiters. Again, if you would like a profile review, go ahead, leave a comment. Also, who's here? Good morning. Say hello. I'd love to see you guys. I still miss LinkedIn audio events where we could like actually have a conversation, but okay, that's fine. I'll just yap at the screen, but please say good morning. Let me know who's here and let's do some LinkedIn profile audits. What are profile audits? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Half the battle of finding a job is being findable, being visible. So how LinkedIn works is on the back end, I can search a bunch of keywords and whoever has those words on their profile, they come up in a list. Now, what's interesting is those that have the most of the same keyword, they come up first. So there's a couple ways to hack this. One, your LinkedIn summary, making sure you have a description about the industry that you are in. Two, your industry in general. You can actually pick your specific industry for LinkedIn and have that listed on your profile. Three, ladies and gentlemen, skills. Skills are one of the most important things on LinkedIn right now. That's how you're getting notifications about jobs. That's how you're getting matched to jobs. And you can hack LinkedIn by having skills underneath each profile. Underneath each experience. So, good morning from South Africa. Garrison, good morning. So you can actually have skills underneath each experience, which will then duplicate your skills, your keywords. Lisa, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well today. Temi, good morning from Atlanta. We love a profile review. Temi, beautiful. I just need you to leave another comment that says, I give you permission to screen share because I am going to be screen sharing your profile to give you some feedback. But I'd love to set you up for success. So going back to what are profile audits, I want you to be found by other recruiters, by hiring managers. I want people to come to your profile, understand what you do, and be able to immediately identify that you're a fit for the role. And that's half the battle. Did you know you get 3 to 30 seconds to make an impression on your resume and LinkedIn profile? Unfortunately, that's how long people are staying. There's so many candidates out there. I mean, literally, anytime I do a search, it pulls up 1,000 profiles. And something that's interesting, you can only go through 1,000 profiles. LinkedIn limits your searchability. So if there are 2,000 profiles in the search, you can only see the first 1,000. How do I know? I have clicked that search button 1,000 times. All right, Temi, let us bring you up to screen. Hold on one second. Bear with me. All right. Miss Temi in Atlanta, Georgia. One more sec. I think we talk about this every time. You think I would be better at screen sharing, but we're still getting there. Also share audio, turn that on. All right. Here we go. Temi, hello, welcome. Thanks for joining. Give me 1 second. You guys didn't see that. That is not the button I meant to press. Okay. So Temi, I think this is a fabulous photo of you to start off. It definitely gives the more professional vibe. The one thing I really like about your profile is, hold on, you're educating the reader about what they're about to get into, right? This is clear. We're into artificial intelligence, business, and finance. And I also enjoy your titles here, right? Teaching people about what you do. Data scientist and AI ML engineer, fintech and payments, LangChain, RAG, Python, risk modeling. I love this. So what's interesting, guys, is when you send someone a connection request, all you see is the first 5 words of their profile. That's or of their tagline. That's all you will see. So you want the meat and potatoes, the really important stuff, to be right up front and center. This educates me immediately. You are a data scientist and an AI engineer, right? Now, fintech and payments, perfect. Definitely a good follow-up. What I do like is you've got 1,700 followers and 500 plus connections. Why is this important? Well, there's a lot of fake profiles on LinkedIn, a lot of fake resumes going around already. Good morning, Suzanne. So by having a good amount of followers and 500 plus connections, you're kind of validating that you're a real profile. Now, Temi, I am personally, my background is in crypto. I am getting into AI, I'm getting into fintech more. But my network is primarily crypto. So I'm okay with the fact that we only have 2 mutual connections, but I would continue to encourage you to network. You can actually search in LinkedIn specific keywords in the search bar right up here. You could search the keyword fintech. You could search the keyword blockchain. And whoever has those words, they're going to come up on a list. Now, what's unfortunate is it's going to be a light search and you have to have LinkedIn Premium. Recruiters, we spend ungodly amounts of money to have the deep backend search, but it'll pull up some good profiles for you. Let's look at your about section. Beautiful. It's short, it's to the point, but it is a big chunk of text. So I would encourage you to build this out, just specifically this line, building at the intersection of AI and financial services. Let's get rid of the M dash, from autonomous trading agents to multi-agent payment decisioning systems. So let's just put this in a separate, press the enter bar, a separate space. Benjamin, good morning. Swathi, good morning. Top skills, beautiful. Again, like I mentioned earlier in the live, this adds keywords. I want to scroll down here to see if we're duplicate. Beautiful. So we've duplicated the keywords underneath the experience. This is the LinkedIn hack, guys, right? When I'm doing a keyword search for database administration, 1, 2, I'm sure it's under here too, but you've got it on here twice. That means you'll pull up higher on the list than other candidates that I'm looking for. I think it would be important to add a sentence about what the company does, and let me show you why. If I'm a recruiter spending 3 to 30 seconds on your profile and I don't know what Paytech is, I have to click on the link, and then I have to click on the about, and then I have to understand, okay, exactly what do they do? Perfect. So now we're at 2 clicks. I've got to press the back button. I've got to press the back button again, and 3 twice. So now we're at 4 clicks to understand what type of company you come from. So if you are actively looking for a job, it is the easiest to find a job that's in the same industry, type of role, type of company that you are currently in, right? So a lot of companies want plug and play. So if you can educate the reader quickly, hey, this is the type of company I'm working at, they're more likely to identify you as a match for the job. So on top of that, let's put a description in here, right? Core responsibilities and achievements. I think adding both of these again is going to educate the reader. Where do you bring the most value? What are things that you've done in the past that have made an impact to the business? And also, what are you doing for your day-to-day? And does that match what my company, my client needs? So I think it's really important to add the experience. Skills, great. Experience, just as important. Education, I would encourage you to take your dates of education off your profile. This is going to tell people how old you are, and your age should not determine your, sorry, I didn't mean to press that. Your age should not determine the position that you are qualified for, the salary that you are qualified for. Licenses and certifications, beautiful. I think this is really important. It helps you stand out. In volunteering, I don't see a lot of volunteering experiences on people's profiles, so it's nice to see, although it's not something I personally dig into. And then skills, 100, beautiful. Do you guys remember when this only used to allow 50? It only used to allow 50 skills, and now it's up to 100. I wonder what's going to be next on LinkedIn. They're always changing the game. I think recommendations are something we should talk about. So what does a recommendation do? 1, it validates that you're a real profile. 2, someone's vouching for you and publicly, it means you did a good job. So I would ask either a manager or previous colleague if they would be open to writing you a thoughtful recommendation. You don't just want, oh, Tammy was great, would work with her again, right? You want them to dive into your skills, where you brought the most value, what you're really good at. And guys, one of my philosophies, if you want something, make it as easy as possible for that person to give it to you. What do I mean by that? If you make something convenient for someone, they're more likely to do what you're asking. So what do we do? We say, hey, Tammy, would you be open to writing me a thoughtful LinkedIn recommendation? They say yes. You say, okay, great. I put together a couple bullet points as well as a draft. Feel free to edit as you wish. Just wanted to make it a little easier. They're more likely to quickly post that for you. Now, if you don't know, you need to request recommendations from people. I'm going to pull up one of our connections, Mariana. So since we're already connected, I can press the more button. I can press the request recommendation. And then you want to pick your relationship, you know, whether you were managed, whether they reported, whether they were a client, you were a client. It's really important that you get this. Oh, is it not showing up? Okay, it's not showing up. Anyway, it's important that you get that correct position at the time. You want to select your correct role. And then this is where you could put the bullet points or the draft paragraph. So Tammy, do you have any questions for me? Feel free to drop a comment so I know that we solved all of your questions. Again, the goal, set you up for success, right? If I can find you a job, fabulous. If one of my clients has an opening for you, fabulous. But if you can find yourself a job, if you can make yourself more visible so someone else can reach out to you to help you find a job, fantastic, mission accomplished. So Tammy, let me know that we helped. I would love your feedback there. Benjamin's really excited for the insights today. Fabulous. Benjamin, if you have any questions, let me know. Swathi, good morning. You would like a profile review, interested in the HR field. Beautiful. I just need permission. If you wouldn't mind leaving another comment, I give you permission to share my profile. And for everybody that's interested in a profile review, go ahead and drop that comment as well. So that way I don't have to ask. Benjamin, brutal profile review. I'm a technical program manager and a product manager who's led a $1 billion token swap. This is fantastic. I would love to review your profile. Leave me a comment giving me permission to share your profile with the screen. Howard, let's go. Let's do it. Let me know if I have your permission. Sonal, happy to get to you. Just let me know if I have your permission. John, same with you too, my friend. I would be happy to be brutal, but you know what's interesting? A lot of people don't like the truth. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, they say they want feedback. They say they want this and that, and then they don't, right? So I posted some difficult, not feedback, but I made a post the other day about how applications are tracked and what people are thinking on the negative side. And I got a lot of backlash off that. But again, it's just the truth. I don't know what you want from me. Do you want me to help or do you not want me to help? What are we doing? Tammy, that was great feedback. Can I reach out for the AI role? Absolutely. Any AI roles looking for a friend? Tell us more about your friend. Okay, so Benjamin replied first. Benjamin, let's go to your profile. Let's go. Hold on one second. Mute tab. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, it pulls up the video anytime I open a new tab. Hold on one second. All right. One of these days, I'm going to get good at sharing my screen. One of these days. I promise. We're working on it. We're a work in progress. Share audio. Share. Add to stage. All right, Mr. Benjamin, welcome in. So can everybody see my screen? Is this okay? I know it's a little small. Swathi, thank you for permission. John, thank you for permission. Let's start with Mr. Benjamin, Mr. Gorman. So the first thing I don't love is this specific banner photo. The reason why is there's a lot of freelancers that have a profile like this. So it's their name, it's what they do, and then it's a little bit about that. Now, the only thing I would take off is your name, the technical, you can leave technical program management leader, but I would take off the accolades. I like this picture. If it were me personally, I would just have this picture. We want it to be less salesy and more educational. Technical program manager, beautiful, but I would take AI Cloud Web3 infrastructure and put it next to technical program manager. That way, when you send someone a connection request, they're seeing the meat and potatoes. They're seeing the important stuff, right? I get hundreds of connection requests every week, hundreds, if not sometimes thousands, or at least 1,000. It's kind of crazy. And I do my best to get through them every day. But when I get so many connection requests, you know, you're making judgments based off people's taglines, unfortunately, right? And LinkedIn used to have this option. It was kind of like a dating app. You could like swipe left or right on profiles to decide if you wanted to connect with them, and it pulled up the actual profile. No more, no more. Now you have to actually click on the profile to decide if you want to connect with them or not, or you just have to make a judgment call, right? So technical program manager, AI Cloud Web3 infrastructure is what I would do there. I like the 32 mil automation ROI. I don't necessarily think product strategy is important. Fintech transformation leader. Yeah, I don't mind these accolades. Keep these in, but again, I would move this to the top, keep PMP at the bottom. Highlights, we're in a couple good groups. Love that. Let's look at the about side. Beautiful. So I love that this is all spaced out, right? It makes it much easier to scan. Again, 3 to 30 seconds to make an impression off a resume and profile. I'm just reading. My push line. I love this. I have captured. Beautiful word there. Recently, I directed the PMO remote engineering teams. Beautiful. I don't want this to get lost because I feel like in product management, there's like the business facing product management and there's the technical facing product management. So if you're more the technical side, let's highlight that. The biggest issue I have is that I have experience as both program and product manager. I'm having difficulty trying to make sure recruiters identified that I'm skilled in both. Appreciate that. I also think you should have 2 resumes. One that reads program manager and one that reads product manager. And your LinkedIn kind of needs to be a mishmash. I think you've done a great job here. 0 to 1 go-to-market strategy, powering engineering teams. We've got that duplication of engineering. Core competency. Beautiful. Now, here's a thought. Let me scroll down to your experience. Hold on. Okay, technical program manager director. So sometimes when I see executive leadership, it sends the signal that you're only interested in executive level jobs, right? And when we say executive, we're often thinking chief product officer, right? Now, again, this isn't necessarily what I'm thinking. I've been in this industry, or I've been in recruiting for coming up on 11 years. So I know what these things are saying, but an inexperienced recruiter, and let's just be honest, recruiters are often recruited into recruiting right after college. They're put in a seat and they are told, hey, look for these keywords on a resume, call a candidate, have them explain to you what they do and see if it's a match for the job description. So that being said, if they see executive leadership, they might think you're only looking for executive C-suite level roles. So I would just instead put leadership, AI cloud infrastructure, beautiful, Web3 fintech. My question for you is, do you want to be in fintech or AI and cloud infrastructure? Either put that one at the top. Product and delivery, beautiful. So these are great keywords to have, right? I've seen go to market a couple times here. Awards and certifications, love this. This is fantastic, an Eagle Scout. I like that. But this is fantastic to have. And I'm wondering if you also have it. Let's see, licenses, certifications, you've got it in volunteering. I don't want to click on license certifications yet, but I think this is really fabulous. It's just another keyword and it really stands out. I would, however, take your PMP and bring it closer to the top. Email, beautiful. Top skills, wonderful. And links, beautiful. So you've got some featured links here. That's great. More content. And look at this. We're posting 1 day, 2 months. I love posting on, I hate posting on LinkedIn. If anybody doesn't like posting on LinkedIn, it's me. But the point of LinkedIn posting is not for popularity. It's not a contest of who's going to get the most likes. It's about viewership. You want to be kept top of mind for people that are on LinkedIn, right? So oftentimes the posts that get the least interaction but get the most views often result in the most clients, the most feedback. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry. The most new opportunities. Sorry, 1 sec. Okay, done there. So I like that you're posting. Fabulous. Don't be afraid to position yourself as an expert, right? Is anybody an expert in anything? Not really, but you can post things like industry updates. You can post things about your knowledge base, what your experience has been. Why is this doing that? Hold on, let me press refresh. Do you see how, gotta love LinkedIn. Do you see how this is like expanding over here? LinkedIn, get it together. I do like that you have this media attached. That's very nice. Volta Foundation, sense out with the company. But do you see how I can't press see more? We'll just leave that there. We'll move on. We'll move forward, charge along. So beautiful. Description, what you've done. So these are more results. Talk to me about the day-to-day. I do like that you've got your clients in here, but I'd also be interested in learning more about the tools you're using. Again, skills, tag to each position. Fabulous. Mwah. Adds keywords. NTT data service, sentence about what the company does. This is good. This is good. But again, we need a little bit of the day-to-day. You've got, what are these called? Media attached. Beautiful. It really fills out your profile. Good educational reason for the career break. More media, more skills tagged. Education, no dates. Love that. Licenses and certifications. So let's dig into this. Certified blockchain expert. Love it. There we go. There's our CSM, our CSPO. Beautiful. And then you've got the, so here's something that's interesting. You can actually title this media. So certified Scrum product owner. If I look up the word Scrum product owner, you're going to pop up in the back end of LinkedIn. So that is beautiful. Project. I mean, Benjamin, this is a really great profile. It's very built out, very educational. Volunteering skills. We can go up to 100. Now, what's interesting is you can decide which 2 top skills are listed here. So if you go into your skills section, you can press reorder, drag and drop the top 2 skills that you want to be at the top. Recommendations. We've got 8. I love this. Beautiful. Publications, wonderful. Links to them, wonderful. Courses, good, not necessarily required, but definitely fills out the profile. Honors and awards. Organizations. This is Benjamin, this profile exceeds expectations. Thoroughly built out, lots of information, great keyword usage. I think this really positions you as not only a great candidate, but a professional. Oh, that's weird. It doesn't expand. The Volta Foundation is formerly you. Okay, perfect. So that's okay. Let's just add a sense about what the company does, right? So we want to educate the reader. Hey, here's where I come from, because if you're actively looking for a role, the easiest way to land something new is at a similar company. Double check your non-competes, guys. You want to make sure you're not breaching those. So Benjamin, I hope that was helpful. Thank you for the feedback. For myself, I'm glad you came up. All right, so John. Oh, Swathi. Let's go to Swathi. All right, hold on. Stop sharing. Just want to make sure. Nope. Okay, there I am. Just want to make sure I'm not showing anything confidential. So bear with me here, guys. Swathi. Open and mute tab. Hang in there with me. All right, my queen. Let's bring you up. Is this working? Oh, look at that. Automatically working. Great job, Emily. So the first thing, we need a banner photo. This is going to show that your profile is complete, right? As a recruiter, I can only send out so many connection requests a week. You can actually only have 30,000 connections in general. I'm coming up on that limit. And I've still got a lot of my career to go, so wish me luck on that. So we want a banner photo. We want to make it appear that we're active on LinkedIn, so people will reach out to us and use one of their connection credits to reach out. I would personally take the open to work banner down. Now, I know if we were talking 5 years ago, it's educational, right? You're just letting people know you're open to work, but it's about the signal that it sends, right? And the signal becomes, and I hate to say it, I really do. I'm just being honest. The signal sends, well, what's wrong with Swathi that she has to advertise to everybody that she's open to work, right? And the assumption isn't, oh, she might have been laid off. Oh, there might have been a reduction. That's never the assumption. The assumption is always what happened negatively. And I hate to say it, but the brain, psychology, it just automatically leans towards the negative. And there's so many candidates out there that people aren't, hiring managers aren't looking for reasons to give you a chance to explain your story. They're looking for reasons to disqualify you. So my head of people role that I posted, I got over 1,100 applications. 1,100 applications. Wish me luck. HR, TA specialist, MS in CS, expert in full cycle recruiting, technical. So I would put your specialty here, right? So I see you currently work at Macy's. Put the domain that you're most proficient in. Beautiful. Interview scheduling, onboarding. So this is fairly standard. I love that you have a master's degree in computer science. I think that is incredibly helpful as a recruiter. Really sets you apart from the crowd. I can't. The one thing I would say is in HR, they want to see a little bit of personality. We want to see a little bit of personality. So I would really think about, like, how can we show this is great information, but I'm not getting a feeling about who you are. You talked about things you're interested in, but tell me more about your passion. Also, you're missing a space right after handshake. Not that that's a big deal. Just a quick tip. Post, totally fine. Beautiful. XO, wonderful. So you posted your activity. Think that's fantastic. But don't forget, rather than just posting, hey, I finished this course, talk about what did you learn from this course? What was most exciting? Why should other people get into it? All right, Macy's contract, reviewed over 50 candidate resumes daily, sort position requirements. Talk about the kind of roles that you're recruiting for. Talk about the timeline, screen to offer. Hires, completion of sort of documents, beautiful. Volunteer, I like that. Add a little space up here. Again, you've got skills attached to each position that adds keywords. Beautiful. I think you have an extra space at the beginning of HR and talent acquisition specialist. So this is good. This gives me a good idea about what it is you're doing. I will say that these numbers seem a little low, in my opinion. To be fair, I'm also a high volume recruiter. But contacting 3 to 30 candidates daily might be a little bit low. So I would just take the numbers out in general, right? I think for recruiting, sometimes people have unrealistic expectations. So let's not give them a reason to think we're underperforming. Not that you are, we're just going based off what people are thinking, right? And Swathi, put your recruiting hat on. If you were looking for an HR person, what would you be looking for? What would be green flags for you? And make sure that's on your profile. Office manager, beautiful. Interesting. Was this your company? You mentioned self-employed. Don't forget to add some bullet points. ARNMed, conducting medical IT department. So here, you've got a good description about the company. Pre-vetted via Zoom. I would also make sure you put in there video interviewing. In case someone's just looking for video interviewing. Yeah, so pretty good experience. I think it just needs a little pizzazz. Just a little pizzazz. Let's scroll down to education. Let's remove the dates. Certifications, beautiful. Skills, 97. You've got 3 more to go. And just remember, you can reorganize these. So make sure your top 2 are up there. I think that, one recommendation is good, but it's from 2024. We've done a lot since 2024, right? So see if any of your previous managers will give you a recommendation. Overall, Swathi, I think it's an okay profile. It gives me the information that I need, but it doesn't tell me a lot about who you are. And I think HR, especially these days, it's about personality. So let's throw some in there. Was that helpful? I hope that was helpful. Let's see who else we've got. John. Mr. John. Good. I'm glad that was helpful. Lisa, unfortunately, true, reopen to work banner. It's unfortunate. It really is. It really is. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And if you want the truth, I'm going to give it to you. Swathi, regarding which banner to put, Google the word HR, pick a photo, any photo. Benjamin, I want to stay in crypto. I love that. Crypto is incredible. We just expanded past crypto. I don't know if anybody noticed the blue instead of the yellow, which is killing me, but it's fine. Crypto has definitely taken a little bit of a downturn. I would make sure you're still expanding on the keywords blockchain. Stable coins are really where the key to success is right now. Okay, so let's go back to those that gave me permission. John. Open link in new tab. Bum, bum, bum. Hold on. Mute tab. Sorry. All right, so John, you already know what I'm going to say about the open to work banner, my friend. Let's switch. Add to stage. Look at this. We're getting faster. We're getting faster at this. All right, John, open to work banner. We're going to take that off. 2, we need a photo of you. So many fake LinkedIn companies aren't hiring your graphic. They're hiring a human. So let's be a human. Swathi, you're very welcome. So glad that it was helpful. That is what I'm here for. John, system architects, blockchain and trading infrastructure. Beautiful. That's really all I need to know. 3 mutual connections. Fabulous, but that could be way more. So don't forget, look at the keyword blockchain trading infrastructure, see who comes up, send those connection requests. And you don't even need to send a note, you guys. In fact, I think when you send a note, you actually get less traction because when you send a note, you're giving someone your ask. Why do you want to connect? When you don't send a note, there's a little mystery. Love a good mystery. All right, 25 plus years building high constraint systems, trading infra, I would definitely do infrastructure just for keyword search purposes. Beautiful. This gives me your specialties. Services, good. Here's how I feel about services. So keyword search, great, but kind of makes you look like a freelancer. So that's my only feedback there. Featured, links, beautiful. Activity. Comments. Yes, it's a comment on ours, but comments are really the new focus for LinkedIn. The more you comment, and I believe it has to be more than 7 words, the more your profile is going to come up. Now, you are located, my friend, in Philadelphia. You mentioned here that your company is in Thailand. I would just remove this in general. I don't want people to think that you're currently in Thailand because it does say hybrid. I would rather someone just think you are in Atlanta or working remotely in the United States. Let's click more. Architecture. Okay, good. I love the keywords here. This is beautiful. Good detail. But you want to delete the space here. Beautiful on skills, DeFi architect. Let me go back up here. So, okay, so you are no longer in this position. So everything is in past tense. Beautiful. Sorry, hold on one second. My phone's vibrating. Hold on. Okay, beautiful. Sorry. We just got an offer. Love helping people find jobs. Love it. That's so exciting. Sorry, let me just take a moment. Okay, a moment over. So Poland, United Kingdom. So to me and to any other recruiter, this might send the signal that you're on a visa in the US. So I might encourage you just to take locations off in general. Looks good. Looks good. Oh, beautiful. So we've got definitely good technologies here. Sweet. This is not a bad profile. Beautiful. Dates of education. Let's take those off. Licenses. Fine. We've got one. Are these the top 2 skills that you want to be up there? Recommendations from 2012. I would definitely get an update there. Honors and awards. English, Thai, beautiful. Now, again, with the Emily, get it together. With the language of Thai and your most recent experience being hybrid in Thailand, I might assume that you are a citizen there, you are traveling in the US, et cetera, et cetera. John, any additional questions? Lisa, very welcome. Insightful and practical session. Need to jump. Glad we could bring some value. Let's get the truth out. Let's get it done. All right. I'm going to stop sharing John. John, let me know if you have any follow-ups. I know there's like a little bit of a delay. Also, my camera is like tilting throughout this live. Amazing. Amazing. All right. We went to Suzanne. Let's go to Suzanne. Oh, guys, this is so much fun. We haven't done this for a while. Open a new tab, mute tab. Pop that bad boy open. All right. And look at this. Oh, no. Technology. All right. Suzanne, photo of yourself, interesting graphic, not upset about it. Technical content strategist, interesting. I'm curious as to what that means. What is a content strategist? Instructional design. That would be technical instructional design would probably be a better first starting point. Blockchain AI editor, but what kind of editor? Like, is this internal content? Is this social media content? Here we go. So it's complex technology to clear actionable communication. So maybe it's technical content. What do I want to put here? The translator of blockchain and AI content into easy to understand, something like that. Translator. I would love technical translator. I think we should get in there. This is good. Educates me exactly what you do. I love the little arrows here. I think that's really clean. I also like the what I do well. Domains. Add a little space here. So the currently exploring. I think it's fine to say you're currently exploring roles. And the bottom, it doesn't send the immediate red flag of the banner. I think that's totally fine. And that actually looks really good in my opinion. Reposting 1 week. Now, here's a piece of feedback that I will give you. That's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. You want to keep things very positive on LinkedIn, right? People, it's kind of like when you have a bad day and someone asks how you are, you don't say you had a bad day because nobody cares, right? It's kind of the same thing with LinkedIn posting, social media posting in general. Keep it positive. I just noticed this, good luck to us all, and it's kind of like, anyway. There we go. We've got a sense about what the company does. Beautiful. But I need to know what you did here. Day to day. Where did we post? How much documentation? See, this is beautiful. How much documentation did we make, right? On-page SEO keyword research. Don't forget about AGO. Let's bullet point this. So that way it's a little bit easier to scan. Media. Perfect. Lead instructional designer. 9 years. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Mentoring and business professionals, academics in Japan. Love it. Something that's really good about your profile is you've got a lot of longevity. So you were here for 4 years. You were there for 9 years. You were here for 2 years. That says a lot. Okay, this is a great word, omni-channel. A lot of people don't put this word on their profile. So I think it's great that you had that. Even though it's a chat bot, omni-channel is a great word for marketing professionals. Let's bullet point this. Media, love it. Skills, love it. Freelance. So I don't necessarily think we need the word freelance. I think we can just take that off. Beautiful. No dates of education. Where are you based? Hold on. San Francisco. Okay. Beautiful. I didn't know if you were based in Reno. Because your girl's going to Vegas next month again. Don't ask me why. It's a problem. Don't ask me why. Volunteering, beautiful. Skills, we can add up to 100 now. Let's work on that and make sure top 2 skills are where we want them to be. 2019, fine. But if we can get some new ones, I think that would be great. Beautiful. Honors and awards, languages. No, your first language is not English. I don't know if you're going for roles in North America, but I would say let's bring English to the top. Miss Suzanne, was that helpful? I'm scrolling the comments. All right, we've got a comment from ReCrypto. How do you express experiences in Anon in previous crypto projects? Tis a great question, Suzanne. Tis a great question. So one of my favorite ways to do it is to put the company as stealth mode. Describe the type of crypto projects that you've been working for. And what you did for them. But you'll notice if you go to the company stealth mode on LinkedIn, there's like how many, like 5,000 employees, right? It's a placeholder that people are using when they're starting a new company that's not public yet for reasons like this, right? If you can't be transparent about where you've been working for confidential reasons. So that would be my answer there. Mario, hello, welcome. We're 12:08, guys. I've got to get going here. Howard, would love for you to come next time so we can get to that, get to your LinkedIn profile. Should I change my talking points in leadership roles versus IC roles? Jason, I'd love to understand more what you understand there, like what you mean there. Would love to understand. I think there can be 2. So you can have this on your profile. You can have leadership experience. You can have core responsibilities, leadership responsibilities, and then achievements, right? So if you're doing both roles, there's a lot of like startups where you could be head of marketing, and in head of marketing you're actually doing the email generation, email content generation, but you're also a leader. So I think clarifying that, absolutely appropriate. Can everyone help me? I was surprised that my Volta Foundation experience didn't allow show more. Does show more work for everyone? Okay, guys, if you want to check out Benjamin's page and see if that works, that would be very helpful. Howard, next Wednesday, 10:30 Central. Today was 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern, but it's going to be at 10:30 Central next week. Actually, am I gone next week? No, I'm here next week. Hold on, let me check. Yes, I'm here on the 8th. The 9th is my birthday, so I'm taking off. Hope you don't mind. But I am here on the 8th. We will be live at 10:30 Central. Howard, if you come and you're one of the beginning, I will make sure that you are the first profile audit. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this was helpful. I had a lot of fun doing it. Again, my goal is to set you up for success. I want to clarify, recruiters, just a quick second. So my job is to help our clients find the right team based off what they're looking for. So companies come to me and they say, hey, I need a graphic designer that's experienced in Figma with 12 years of experience in crypto. Daniel, I said Emily text in stealth mode. Amazing. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So basically my clients come to me with very specific search criteria. So if you're not a fit for the role, my hands are kind of tied. Right? I can keep you in mind for others, but for that specific role, there's really nothing that I can do because my clients are investing into our service to find the perfect person. I'm always happy to interact. I'm always happy to do these these events with you guys to help bring more value, right? And guys, don't forget, there is a link at the top of my profile. Book an appointment. If you need my help, book an appointment. It's a group meeting. Happy to answer questions. Happy to give you strategic direction. But again, how I pay my bills is my clients request very specific profiles from me. So my job is not to, get you a job or directly support your job hunt. While I can do that, it's not free. Because I got a really big electric bill. You know what I mean? Like my cell phone bill is ridiculous. But anyway, so that's how recruiters work. Unless it's an internal recruiter, they're recruiting specifically for their company. I'm recruiting for multiple companies. So if you do need help with your job hunt, I do have those weekly group meetings. It's every Wednesday. It's actually right after this call. I have 10 people in the room at a time. You are more than welcome to join. I'm always happy to help. And I do offer private one-on-one sessions as well. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. John, thank you so much for the feedback. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will see you next Wednesday, April 8th, 10:30 Central. Thank you, my friends. I will talk to you soon.